Hello again, Steve here with what to talk about tonight. Well, I was just listening to a video by Doug Casey, a guy I quite admire for his contrarianism and his relentless skepticism with regards to people who have the audacity to claim they have the right to rule others. He he was talking about years ago how he was on the Phil Donahue show just before the Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter election back in 1980, I think. It's eons ago, right? And it's funny to think how times have changed. A guy like him would never get on the mainstream media today, talking about stuff like this. But the discussion came down to, you know, uh, Phil Donahue has ascertained that he certainly wasn't going to vote for Jimmy Carter. And after his question about what he thought of Ronald Reagan, Casey thought he was even worse because his assessment is that, well, the Democrats at least, they're honest, that they are collectivists. The Republicans claim to not be, but they are. So they're lying collectivists, basically. So then anyways, Phil Donahue assumed that Doug Casey then must be a libertarian, and to which Casey even, I don't know if he objected or diverted it or whatever, but he basically came down to his assessment of how much of a complete waste of time voting is, and he gave the viewing audience, who was either completely mum or shocked or just dumbfounded by his comments, he gave the audience anyways he tried to give his top 5 reasons why he doesn't vote, and he didn't get all the way through before he was sidelined somehow. But anyways, his first one was that it's immoral, right? And he said that the audience was really silent on something like that because they'd never heard anybody talk about any lay person who had some sort of a Roman collar or some, holy initials after his name or something, talk about morality. And he says, yeah, well, it's immoral because you're participating in a slavery system. You're supposedly giving rights to these rulers to go steal from others and direct others around who haven't given them permission to do so. So that's an immoral act. That's like doing it yourself. If you're going to go steal something from somebody, that's immoral. If you're going to give permission for somebody else to go steal for you, you're still complicit. It's immoral. And so that was the first one. Second one is, well, it just gets your name in another government registry. Deeper into the rabbit hole. I mean, what kind of an honest man actually wants that? An honest man or woman wants their name in another government data bank. So that's another reason not to vote. The third one he said is it just encourages them. Because he said, nobody of any reason or any rationality actually votes for anybody. They're voting against some jackass. So they vote for somebody else. But the problem is that somebody else, once he gets a bunch of votes, thinks that people actually voted for him. So then he's got this, he thinks he has the moral authority to boss people around. So that's the third reason not to vote. The fourth reason, he said, is just degrading. To get in a bureaucratic lineup, to go and identify yourself to a bunch of psychopaths and to hang out with a bunch of people who are creating an immoral act, is just completely degrading. And the fifth one, he said, is that and this is the most interesting one, I've never actually, this is brilliant. Your vote doesn't matter, or your vote doesn't count. It's like a grain of sand in the ocean. It really doesn't matter. And he said he thinks Stalin got it right when he once said that your vote never counts. It's those who count them to count. Oh, that was great. Something to think about anyway. There's a many good reasons. I've got my own. I've explained them a few times before. And I agree wholeheartedly with what Doug talks about here. It is immoral. It does get your name on another government computer bank, which is not beneficial. One man's opinion. It just encourages a bunch of psychopaths to try to rule over others. It's degrading to one's integrity, for sure. And your vote doesn't count. It's people who count them that count. And you have no idea what they're doing with your vote when they count it. I don't anyways. I don't think anybody does, except the one who's counting it, or the ones who are counting them. Steve here again, great chatting. Hope that if you really listen, you can see how this is related to our quality of life. Take care. All the best.